Next day, we can see Keel and Leon are given an identity of an ordinary warrior. The two of them are displeased about this. Mord tells them that there is nothing they can do about it, as the Shadow Wolf squad members' identities are supposed to be kept secret, and there is the good thing that they don't have to take the warrior exam again. Mord is the leader of this squad, and he is given the rank of the intermediate warrior. As the three of them are talking, Farwell enters and asks if there is someone else other than them, because he thinks that this squad is lacking members. Mord replies that it's only them, as they are a very small elite squad. Later, Mord tells Farwell as now they are a team, why not tell everyone about his abilities? Farwell agrees and says, I am of the Breathias bloodline, one of the 5 stars closest to the moon. My exclusive authority is very advantageous when it comes to research, but it's not very helpful when it comes to combat. However, when I open my divine blood, I can open my left eye. Hearing this, Keel says that he thought that Farwell went blind in that eye. That's right. I can only use it when I open my divine blood. When I do that, I take over the mana remnants within my left eye, Farwell says. Keel asked what he meant by mana remnants. Farwell says that, usually, we cannot use all of the mana that we produce. Some mana is bound to be lost, but I can use those mana remnants by opening my divine blood, and I can also give it to others to recover their mana or amplify it. Keel seems to grasp a bit, but Leon is completely lost. Mord speaks and says that they will test its effectiveness in the training session. Mord also says that their reputation is not good as he turned down offers for additional members, so the only way to raise their ranks is by proving their worth. Heeding this, Keel and Leon gets excited. Mord then says that there are 2 things they can do, since they don't have the minimum number required for a full squad. They can either work with another squad, or they can respond to urgent matters from the higher-ups. In other words, there isn't anything they can do right now, so he suggests that they start training really hard. Keel, Leon, and Farwell agrees with this. Mord then awakens his divine blood and tells them to come at him. After that, the scene shifts, and we can see the White Demon Realm border region of the demonification area. Some warriors of Vernars are surrounded by monsters. Among them, there is an advanced warrior named Aduit. He seems to be the leader of this team, as he encourages his soldiers to fight, but he seems nervous seeing the huge number of monsters. They called for reinforcements, but that will take some time. But the problem is, the monsters they are facing is ice trolls. Aduit slashes a troll, but in a few seconds it regenerates. The trolls gives a creepy smile, which make Aduit and the warriors behind him feel uneasy. They are cornered and can't do anything. They are waiting for their death. At that time, the troll in front of him collapsed. Aduit is confused. He looks at the sky and sees a shining light. The 2 trolls are standing, and a sudden blast occurred and killed them. Aduit can't grasp what is going on. As the smoke clears, they can see Mord, and his team is there. Keel seems happy seeing this ice trolls. He bets with Leon that who can kill the most. Seeing this, Aduit is surprised. Farwell tells them that they received an emergency backup request, and they are here to help. He then tells them that they are the Mord squad. After that, we can see a house in the middle of the snow. Blood trails are going into the house. A lady gets in with a death deer in her hand. A masked man is already waiting for her. She puts the bear on the ground, takes the seat. She then asks the man that what brings him here. The man tells he that the general needs her. While cleaning her weapon, she asked what the general needs her for. The man gets a bit nervous and says, "Please join the gatekeeper legend and assist Sombone." The lady tells him to give her some time. She will be finished within a month. The man agrees and asks her what name she will be using. Hearing this, the lady stabs the bear and says that she will use her name. The man lowers his head and says, "Understand, miss." From that day, Mord's squad's prestige continued to rise along with the opinion of the people. Lowen was hired as the new training instructor for Keel and Leon through Ilden, and Farwell received help from Mord to master the 5th circle and began training for the 6th Circle. Mord also trained for his next mission by sparring with Ilden. Time passed and Mord's squad was given their second mission, to prevent demonification alongside Hether's squad. Hethor is also a bastard child just like Mord. He is an intermediate warrior. Mord and his team goes to a dungeon with Hethor. They are basically the support team. The warriors under Hethor are the one fight while Mord and his squad is observing. Mord finds this strange, and he asked Keel that why Hethor is using a strategy like this. Keel can't grasp Mord's question. Mord then says that with these monsters they should easily take care of them using brute force. Keel recalls that Mord is just 15 years old. He explains Mord that this expedition is for the new warriors so that they can get experience. Experience? Mord asked. Not everyone is like you, Mord. This is a process. Everyone goes through in order to reinforce their squad, Keel tells this. As Mord seems confused, Keel again explains. He tells Mord to look at those new soldiers over there and says, squads often take on smaller demonification dungeons for the sake of training their new soldiers. Mord seems to get it. This thing is new to him as he didn't have to go through any of this thanks to Achia physique and talent. After reaching at the deepest part of the dungeon, Hethor tells everyone that they will be facing the boss now, but there is no need to worry as there will be no Lord-rank demon. However, he also tells the squad not to lower their guard. At that time, a huge explosion occurs and a huge orc appears. Hethor is shocked to see a demonified black orc. He tells everyone to clam down and assures them that if they work together, they can defeat it. Farwell feels something is off, so he tells everyone to wait. There is a huge red eye behind the orc, and it can talk like a human. The eye looks at Mord and says, interesting, the human. That humiliated me last time, and the guys that humiliated Count Wirgun of the demon realm are all here together. Mord tells the monster that they haven't met before. Keel laughs hearing this. The monster gets angry and shouts, "Are you mocking me?" At that time, Mord launched an attack and hits the orc. The orc regenerates and Eye gets mad and says that they will regret this. The orc screams, and the place starts to shake. Hethor tells everyone to get into formation, as the monster is at the Lord rank. As the orc shouts undead, monster starts to crawl out of the ground. Hethor is shocked to see the undeads. There are 50 undeads, and among them 4 are death knights. Hethor is broken, as he thinks that they are death for sure. But at that time, Mord and his team step forward to fight. They seem pretty excited. Mord tells Hethor that they will help too, and they will clear the path for them. He also tells Hethor to take care of the rest. Saying this, Mord clenches his fist and holds it in front of the monsters. The monsters the confused to see this. But after a few seconds, the upper parts of all the monsters disappears. All the monsters are killed instantly. The Eye sees this and gets scared. Hethor is utterly speechless. Mord then says, "I thought that it was suspicious that you could influence things without even entering the demonification dungeon. There is only one answer as to why you would be able to do something that should be impossible. You must have a world fragment with you." Mord tells this to the Eye monster. The monster is shocked to hear this, and he asked Mord how he knows that. Mord ignores the question. He tells Keel to take care of the things here as he needs to find something from this guy. Keel says that he is going to take care of, as all the monsters are already death. Mordy tells him that the undeads don't die so easily. As he says this, the undeads return back to life. After that, Mordy jumps towards the Eye. As he touches the monster, the both of them gets into a separate space. In this space, the tour structure of the monster is revealed. The monster is a living armor named Wirgun, and it has 2 world fragments. Seeing this, Mord thinks that the monster also possesses pieces of the stable world fragments. That is why he can use this imitation of reality as his own vessel. There are a few conditions you have to meet to do something like this. You either need to work together with other owners of world fragments, Or, you need to possess many more fragments than the others. Mord can see that the monster has 2 fragments, but he feels strange. As the world fragments should be tied to the real world because of the divine pact, there is no way to take them to another world, and that is the reason the gods left the world, fragments behind when they ascended to the heavens. There are many questions Mord would like to ask him. Because Mord have more than him, he can't tell the exact number of world fragments Mord have. He can probably only feel that Mord have a lot more than him. After a while, the monster starts to talk and says, "You insolent creature! How dare you think that you can take me on in a duel?" At that time, Mord senses that someone is coming this way. A girl with a club breaks through the space and gets in and hits the monsters. Mord is shocked to see this. The girl then tells Mord that General Ilden asked her to come here, and from now on, she will be a part of his squad. Seeing the black hair, blue eyes, and a giant club unbefitting her size, Mord recognizes that it's Aryu Ranfalos, one of the villains, what appeared in the novel. Aryu Ranfalos was a villain that appeared halfway through MWDW. She left a strong impression on Aiden in MWDW, which is full of op munchkins. She had cornered the main character many times despite him being an archmage. Mord don't know how she ends up here, but the one thing he is sure of, as Ilden has sent her, she is in an ally, and she must possess world fragments, as she is able to intervene in this realm. Aryu has 3 world fragments. As Mord is focused on her, she tells Mord to look below. As they look below, they can see the monster is fine and it is furious. Mord tells Aryu that they will talk later and finish this guy first. The monster pulls out his hand and launched an attack named Ray of Carnage. Mord quickly activates his Blood Awakening 2nd level and rushed towards the monster. He moves in a zigzag line and gets closer, avoiding the attack. The monster sees this and tells him come at him. Both of this fist clashes, which creates a huge shockwave. Mord is unharmed, but the monster is finding it difficult to hold on. Aryu ambushes the monster from the back. As the monster gets distracted by Aryu, Mord tells him to look at him, as he is his real enemy. The monster is sandwiched and gives up. Mord attacks it continuously and makes cracks on the armor. As the monster is beaten up, Mord holds him and says, "I'll ask you just one question. You only existed in the demon realm. So how were you able to come across world fragments?" The monster starts to speak. "I used to be a set of armor with a special power. I was able to make more armor by dividing myself, and I could share it with others through a contract." The black orcs you eliminated were one of them, but there was no need for contracts with the weaker guys. They naturally submitted to my power and became my possessions. I used them to explore various ancient ruins. And finally, I was able to find a world fragment hidden deep within a ruin. As Mord gets his answer, he is about to finish the guy. The monster tells that if he kills him, that world fragments will shatter all over the place and Mord won't be able to get them. However, Mord can't let countless people die for the 2 fragments, so he decides to kill the monster. He tells the monster not to worry about the world fragments and killed him. Outside, all the people are worried. As a light shines brightly, they starts to regret not going after that lady. As they are shouting at that time, the portal opens and Mord and Aryu gets out. Keel asked Mord what happened. Wurgun really was a count of the demon realm. "We fought him and killed him," Mord says. Hethor and his soldiers hears this and gets surprised to see that how casually they talk about the demon count. Mord then looks, and Hethor says he has done a good job in this mission. Hethor feels proud hearing this and thanks Mord. Later in the evening, Mord and his team gets to their accommodation along with Lady Aryu. Mord sits with Aryu to talk with her. She tells Mord that from today onwards, she is a part of the team. Mord thanks her for the help. Mord then asked her to tell how did she ended up joining their squad. "I'm indebted to Sir Ilden. He told me to help you until you are able to successfully achieve his dream." But I don't want you to ask more than that from me. Aryu says this. She did sound pretty cold, but Mord don't think she meant it with ill will. Mord can tell because she let him have the world fragments. In MWDW, she killed those who owned world fragments and took them from them, but that was after the fight for world fragments had intensified. Mord then thinks that he should ask her a different question. Mord asked her if she possessed dragon blood. No, what makes you think that? Aryu says. Mord says that in the battle he saw Aryu use their power. That doesn't mean that I'm one of them. I don't have the eyes of a dragon. I also don't have horns or a tail. Aryu says this. Mord knows that Aryu is not a dragon. Aryu is a higher being than that. She's the descendant of the true dragon that fought against the ancient gods. Mord didn't inquire any further. He tells her to go and take rest. As she leaves, Leon asked Keel, is he knows to she is? Keel replies, I've heard of her, but I've never seen her. She's a secret member as well. Lowen then asked Mord how strong she is. Mord tells them that she is at the very least equal to him. This answer shocked everyone. They know better than anyone how strong Mord is, but for Mord to say that she's equal to him, who the hell is that woman, everyone wonders. Later at night, Aryu had a nightmare of an old man. She gets horrified and wakes up screaming. Then in the morning, Mord team went through an reevaluation. Farwell is now an intermediate warrior, but Keel and Lowen is furious as after a year's latter they are still normal warriors. Keel asked how Farwell gets to an intermediate warrior. Mord tells Keel that they haven't been able to do enough missions to be promoted, and Farwell is an advanced mage, so he was treated accordingly. However, their image has been improved thanks to the mission with Hethor to Mord. Then tells them that it's about time they test their skills. For this, they have come to the deeper part of the White Demon realm. Seeing the huge monster in front, Leon says that this is the best place for testing their skills. Mord awakens his divine blood. The monster can talk, and it asked Mord if he is divine blood. Mord tells the monster not to get shocked by this alone, as his squad members are all unique. Mord and his team proceeds forward, killing all the Yeti. They come inside a cave full of treasure. Keel gets happy seeing all this gold and items. Farwell gets that this is a ruin made of the god, as 10 demons are used as guardians. Mord tells him that there are many ruins made by this god in the White Demon realm. Mord then moves forward and knees down and looks at the items. Mord then says that he thinks the god's existence was forgotten because he lost the fight over Dominion of the North. Farwell also gets closer to Mord, and seeing the items he says that this god must be a pretty strong one. Later, everyone starts to collect the items they need. Leon says this trip was a bit dangerous, but it helped a lot with training, and they also get some useful items. Mord calls Leon, and he gives his a white glove and tells him to use this. Leon asked, what is this? It's a relic that only divine bloods can use. It absorbs and exudes cold aura. So if you study it, you should be able to fuse the cold aura with impulse or aura, Mord replies. Leon gets amazed to hear the effect of the glove. Mord gives this glove to Leon as he thinks that it should be better to reinforce Leon's powers since he's improving so quickly, and he can find the other glove later on too. Keel. Then Tess. Leon says that now they won't have to worry about their squad being weak. Leon argues and asked what is he trying to says. After that, the two of them starts to argue. While the two of them are arguing, Mord gets closer to a wall and breaks it with a punch. This also breaks Keel's and Leon's argue. As the wall breaks, there lies a world fragment. This is Mord's 16th fragment. Mord touches the fragment and absorbs it. Seeing this, Aryu tells Mord that she wants to have a private chat with him. Mord agrees with this, and both of them goes to a remote place. Mord then asked her, that is she going to tell. Aryu asked Mord if he had heard about her from General Ilden. The day Mord was offered the independent mission from General Ilden, he also told Mord about Aryu. Long ago, Aryu Ranfalos was asleep somewhere within the White Demon realm. It was 3 foreigners from the Far East that found her. The 3 called themselves half-draconic, but they possessed deep resentment toward dragons. They began experimenting on Aryu and ended up tormenting her, but they could not keep it up. They needed more subjects to test on, and so they began kidnapping humans from nearby villages. Ilden noticed this and ambushed their base, freeing Aryu. Though she was free after that, she could not free herself from the trauma. Even after getting her revenge, she ended up becoming a villain, deceived by one of the secret revolutionary dragon organizations. Mord tells Aryu that he knows all about her. Aryu then asked Mord if there is a way to remove the world fragments. Mord asked why she want to do that. I got the world fragments from killing the half-dragons that experimented on me. I got one for each, so there are 3 total. But I hate it. I hate that I have something in my body that used to be theirs. Mord hearing this and thinks for a while. He tells Aryu that the way to remove them is simple. Aryu gets curious and asked how. Mord tells her to give them to him. Aryu asked Mord that what is he going to do with the fragments. Mord replies that he wants to save the world. This answer makes Aryu quite shocked. Aryu then asked Mord that if she refused to give the world fragments, will he take them forcefully? Mord tells her that he won't do that, as he respects her wishes. There's no reason for Mord to take all of the world fragments that exist. His goal is to stop someone from monopolizing them all. If he was to collect all of the world fragments in the world, then he would just end up becoming that someone instead. After hearing the answer of Mord, Aryu gets ready to give them. Aryu then manifests the world fragments and tell Mord to take them if he wants, as they are just a garbage to her. In MWDW, Aryu was trying her hardest to collect world fragments. Mord didn't expect her to hate them this much. As Mord absorbed the fragments, he suddenly blacks out. Later a while, he opens his eyes and found himself in a chaos. The unknown area is on fire. The people are trying to escape as they are being chased by a red dragon. Mord is confused. He don't know what is going on. He looks forward and sees the red dragon. In that instant, a white dragon appears and attacks the red dragon. While Mord is watching this, an old man in red robe appears behind Mord and asked him if he realized what he has done. Mord turns to the man and asked if he is the one who bring him here. Have you still not realized? The world fragments that you received from the dragon's descendant had our power within them. That power is what brought you into my mind realm, the man says. Hearing this, Mord gets that this is the man that tortured Aryu. Mord asked why did he bring him here, and also he would like to know what's the purpose of showing this scene to him. The man replies, so you do realize that this is a terrible scene. As you can see, those dragons are evil. We wanted to stop them, and we did our best to achieve that goal, but you've ruined it all. The man then gives a frown look and shouts, return those world fragments to that evil dragon descendant. The moment she opens her eyes, destruction shall lie in her wake. Mord tells the man that don't want to return them. From now on, the world fragments are his. He also asked the man, what if he going to do now? This mind realm is created by this man, so Mord can't grasp what the man is telling is true or false. But one thing Mord is sure of, that the man is messing with his head and is trying to make him hate dragons. Mord takes a fight stand. Seeing this, the man quickly casts a circle underneath Mord. Mord gets stuck and is unable to move his body. The 2 dragon also surrounded him and starts to attack with Fear Dragon Breathe. Mord gets sandwiched as the attacks hit from both sides. Seeing this, the man tells Mord that this mind realm is his and he can do as he please. He tells Mord to hand over the world fragments. Mord used his divine blood awakening 2nd level and gets out of there unharmed and rushed towards the man. This mind realm is most likely a curse that they cast on the world fragments. Mord is sure this curse affected Aryu too. After being released from that hell, all that Aryu Ranthalos had was freedom. A freedom akin to being thrown into the middle of a desert. The thought that she didn't know what she was swallowed her whole, driving her insane, and the treacherous dragon army seduced her, saying that they would help her regain her memories. In return, Aryu became their hunting dog and massacred countless people. Mord gets it now. This man's schemes are what caused that disaster. And now he will make sure that doesn't happen again. The man is about to attack Mord. But in front Mord's speed, the man couldn't do anything. Before the man cast any spell, Mord gets closer and punched him in the face. This punch of his shatters the mind realm, and Mord gets back to reality. As Mord opens his eyes, he sees Aryu's face. She seems tensed and worried about him. In NWDW, Aryu only regains a part of her memories. She ends up dying after being used by the treacherous dragon army without ever finding out what her true identity is. But this time, Mord won't let that happen. He tells Aryu thanks for giving him the world fragments. The scene shifts, and we can see some people on green robes sitting in secluded room. Their faces are unrevealed. They are the executives of the Blood of Silver, and they are gathered to discuss about their future plans.